Alright, and welcome back to part 2 of the Red Shadow's favorite games. My second installment, which is about World of Warcraft. And before I jump back into the discussion I was having before, if I can show this on camera here, I mentioned and I showed off my Cataclysm banner up above, but I also have the banner for Mists of Pandaria. It's not going to show extremely well in the video. This one's even bigger than the Cataclysm one is. That's why I don't have it up on the wall. Well, that and the fact that I think Cataclysm was probably my favorite expansion because of the risks that Blizzard took in that. But I'm going to get into that here, hopefully, in this video. But the first thing I wanted to talk about was what I mentioned last in the previous video, which is a guy like me who doesn't like to play multiplayer games. What does a guy do in this game? Why would you pay $15 a month when the focus of this game is to play with other people, get better at the game, learn how to raid and do dungeons and instances or PvP, gear up so you're always ready for the next new challenge that they throw at you? Why would you pay $15 a month if you have no interest in any of that? Well, the answer is kind of twofold. One, because I love the game. Like I said, there's aspects of this game that a guy like me can latch on to, and there are aspects that he won't. I could probably do a lot of that other stuff if it wasn't for the complete and utter jerks who reside in the online world of video gaming. The ones who are quick to say that you're a noob, the ones that are quick to kick you from groups and instances, who are so ready to either through vent or in chat tell you that you suck and that you're horrible and that you're a loser and just countless things. And when it comes to my issues, my anxiety issues and whatnot, I can't handle that. I know that I'm bad, but I'm not going to go into some group where they expect you to be good and take that kind of abuse when I know that I'm bad. I can just stay out of there and not have to deal with it. I don't want to bring other people down. I don't want to change their experience with the game. So I focus on the parts of the game that are extremely fun for me. Now, as I mentioned before, exploration is one of those things. This massive world. It's unbelievable. Another thing that I like to do are achievements. Achievements are a newer thing in gaming, well, somewhat new. I mean, it started with the 360 and the PS3. But it's something that in World of Warcraft I latched onto. I just love it. I love having that thing pop up on the screen, the fanfare that comes along with it. If you're in a guild, it notifies the rest of the people in your guild, and everybody's saying grats, and that's awesome. And you can look at your achievement points and, compare it with other people. And anytime I get an achievement, whether I take a level, 85 or 90 character into a level 10 dungeon and complete it and get the achievement, it doesn't matter. I love getting those achievements. And they have silly achievements for fishing some random fish out of a city, sometimes the opposing faction's capital city, and it takes you 1,000 casts of your fishing to do it. And yes, you can fish in this game. It's just ridiculous stuff that they do. Random nonsense, but you can do it. Questing, seeking, exploring, you get achievements for all of it. You get special gear, special tabards to wear. Some of those kinds of things have really caught on with me in that game. A lot of times on my console games, I don't really care about getting trophies or achievements, but in World of Warcraft, it is one of the things that I spend my money on it for. Call me crazy. So that would be the things about it that I really, really like, and it's the reason why I play the game. Spend the money on the game, even though I don't really play it for the reason that the majority do. But that's just it. I spend my money. That's like my voice. That's my way of saying I'm going to play this game and I'm going to do it the way that I want to. If you don't like the way that I do it, well, guess what? I'm not imposing myself onto anybody else. I play it in my own style. When people ask me if I want to join up or group up with them or do a raid or something, I just kindly say no. I say I'm sorry, but that's not how I play the game or why I play the game. I had somebody in game once ask me, they were like, "Oh, you're level 80 at the time or 85 or something." It's like, "But your gear is not very good. What's up with that?" And I said, "Because for me, this game is about exploring, questing, doing achievements. I don't care about raiding. I don't care about instances. I don't PvP." And they were like, "Oh, okay, well, fair enough." And I was like, "Holy crap, there's somebody in this game who does all that stuff but respects me for not." That was a great moment in that game. Another of many, many, many moments that I can sit back and say, this game gave me a great experience and a great memory that I'll take with me forever. So I want to jump back into something I started to talk about in the first video. Just to give you an example of what playing in this game is like. I made my human warrior, and I leveled him up to level 55. And in Wrath of the Lich King, they introduced the first and so far the only hero class, which is called the Death Knight. Basically like an undead guy. I can't explain the story to it. The story on this kind of stuff is really intricate and detailed. But your character is basically undead, comes back to life, and at a certain point is able to break away from the Lich King and go out on his own to do his own thing. And at that point you can choose to join the Alliance or the Horde, although it's based on which race you pick. If you pick an Alliance race, that's who they go to, Horde race, etc. So I picked a human Death Knight, and he became a member of the Alliance afterwards. And he starts off at level 55, and by the time you're done with the Death Knight's starting area, you're about level 58 or 59. And even though my warrior, who I had played with since day one, he was my main, I changed over to my Death Knight, and my Death Knight has become my main character now. My warrior, I think I have taken to about level 75 or so, and I just don't play him a lot. I love my Death Knight. I love everything about him. His name is Death Addict. Haha, play off of Meth Addict. That's real appropriate, right? Yeah, ding. But I just love him, and I enjoy doing everything with that character. He's got most of my achievement points were earned with him. He's the one that gets all of my pets and all of my mounts, and all of the special achievements that I've gone for in the game through him. Blizzard made it here with Mists of Pandaria where your achievement points are now assigned to every character. They don't have their own individual achievement points. So in a way that's kind of taken things away. It no longer makes me want to go play a certain character to earn achievements for him or her, because it's all shared now. The only reason why I'd want to play with those other ones is if I wanted to experience their classes and maybe some of their backstory, but that's about it. It's all taken away from them now. I want to talk about that again here in a second, but I was mentioning now my Death Knight is at the maximum level, which is 90, because I went back and played a couple months of Mists of Pandaria late last year and into the beginning of this year to get leveled up and just experience that expansion. That's what I want to talk about, is the expansions for World of Warcraft and some of the interesting chances that Blizzard has taken with this game. I wasn't around for Vanilla WoW, that's what they call the original one, and I wasn't around when Burning Crusade came out, and I wasn't around when Wrath of the Lich King debuted, but I joined the game at that point. So I have this slight bit of an idea of what things were like in the game before that. I played for, like I said, roughly, I want to say 10 to 12 months, on and off again, but roughly 10 to 12 months in Wrath of the Lich King. And then I didn't have computer access for a while when Cataclysm came out. So I wasn't around when this debuted, but I was really looking forward to this because of the things they did in this. And let me explain what that means. in World of Warcraft, there's the Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor, and then for Burning Crusade, they had Outworld, and then when Wrath of the Lich King, I can't say that, Wrath of the Lich King came out, they added Northrend in Azeroth itself. These were 4 continents, if you want to imagine it as just a continental landmass, 4 of those that you can explore with several zones. I'd say like 6 or 7 to 15 or more zones in each continent. And when you play a game for that much time, you start to know that land like the back of your hand. Like when I'm driving to work, I can remember paths to places in that game the same way. In Cataclysm, as it says, Cataclysm, this guy here, Deathwing, comes up out of the middle of the planet, or the world, or whatever, where he's been imprisoned for years, and he just rages out on the world. He destroys some zones, or some parts of some zones, to the point of no return. So I applauded Blizzard for taking that chance. They literally broke some of their zones. Not like the gaming "it doesn't work anymore" broke, but they changed those zones so much that you went to them, you didn't recognize it anymore. It was amazing that they decided to shake up the world and change zones that we had all come to know. Some people had come to know those things for like 6 years, and all of a sudden those worlds, those zones, those areas were different. I thought that was amazing. What a ballsy choice that they made. But then after playing it for a little while, I realized, wow, I missed some of those old areas, like really, really badly. It was like, this is something that's going to come up later, but like in the town where I live in, we had a tornado a few years back, and it changed the landscape of our town. It's different here now in a lot of ways and in a lot of areas. And I miss some of those places that are gone now. That's psychologically ingrained in my brain that those places were the way they were, and now they're different. And they changed that in Cataclysm. Just like I said, it's amazing. I still think it was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen a game company do to a game to change it that much. And then they had Mists of Pandaria come out, and everybody, including myself, thinks, wow, pandas, you bring one race and one new class. One race, did I say race or waste? Bring one new race and one new class to it, and a new area to explore, but it's based around pandas. And all I can think about is Kung Fu Panda. Now, the world of Pandaria is really, really cool, and everything about it is cool, but it felt like such a light-hearted attempt after Cataclysm. That's my assessment after a couple of months in Pandaria. Now, well, before I go ahead and jump into the last part of this, and I'm pretty close to wrapping up, but I think I'm going to have to start a new video to finish things off. So I will talk about the future of World of Warcraft and the future of World of Warcraft for me in the next video. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.